All right. All right, Tyler. How's it going?
It's going, man. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. So, yeah, okay. Now we've both seen the Mortal Kombat trailer. I'm excited to start talking to you about it because both of us are just hardcore Mortal Kombat fans. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. So, just start out with your thoughts. What'd you think?
Yeah, man. I thought it looked really cool. It's just so I love the original movie. The '95 movie
Oh
was so cool. Was amazing. So I'm so excited to finally get a movie, a Mortal Kombat movie with now, like in the
yeah,
present time, with all the effects and the visual stuff that we can do.
yeah,
Because the trailer looked fucking bomb, man. It was so
I know.
cool. Um, Back to what we were just saying before we started. Sub-Zero and Scorpion definitely stole the trailer,
Mhm.
especially Sub-Zero. Oh man, Sub-Zero was so cool.
I
But I
know.
think that has a lot with. I really like the actors playing Sub-Zero too.
Yeah,
Joe Tillism, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
he's great.
Yeah,
I
man.
was so psyched when I heard he got cast as Sub-Zero.
Right. I was really hoping for more actors from the Raid movie. Have you seen the Raid movies?
Yeah, I've seen the first one a while ago. I
Okay.
haven't seen the second one.
Right. So man, it's so cool to see a couple of those guys come into this movie because you can see
Yeah,
what they do in the Raid, and it's like, man, hands down, best action movie I've ever seen. So I'm so excited to see what they can do with some special powers, man. It's gonna
I
be
know.
so fun.
Just even seeing the small glimpse of it in the trailer was already just like blowing my mind. The action looks freaking insane.
Man, I know. I was even worried. I was like, man, is this too much action for the trailer? Like, what's the movie gonna be if this trailer is all action?
I know. But I
But
saw
no, it's
on Twitter say like I think they didn't really give a lot away. I think they're saving so much. I was like, man, if that's what they gave away in the trailer, like, man, the rest of the movie's probably just gonna be even more insane. Like, I'm so excited.
how do you think about the setup with the whole tattoo being born into the tournament?
Yeah, so I remember when I mentioned this in my other video, but like before it was a few weeks ago, it was in January when Entertainment Weekly released the article talking about it. They released some photos, all that. They mentioned the birthmark, and I was like, I don't know. It seems a little weird to me, but their description maybe it was just how they wrote it in their article. It seemed just odd. I was like, there's a birthmark that like has it's the Mortal Kombat symbol. That seems really weird to me. But when I saw it in the trailer, it didn't bug me as much actually. So like hearing that it's the way, so like you're born with it, and that is the reason it's like an invitation to actually compete in
Right.
Mortal Kombat. I don't know. I got a cool vibe. I that it sounded something that they would have come up with maybe in the game sometime. So I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a cool little detail, and I'm excited to see it actually in the movie.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I like. I mean, because you need an invitation to the tournament somehow, right?
Yeah.
So I think the tattoo is a really cool idea to bring it in.
Mhm.
I was digging it.
I do like this way a lot more. It's kind of like almost like a Destiny thing, which is kind of cool
Yeah.
to me. So I really dug it, and I know the writer is the writer of the movies. Greg Russo is his name, and he's a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan. I've been following him on Twitter for a while. Uh, he was even incorporating, I guess, his favorite elements from certain games. So, for example, the costumes, right? Sub Zero, for example, was based off of his look from Mortal Kombat X because they like
Okay.
that look so much. So they decided to incorporate like his costume from that versus like a few other ones are going to be from different games. To me, I thought Scorpion it seemed Mortal Kombat 11-ish for me. I don't know if that you got that vibe too. It just kind of seemed from his costume from
It's
that.
just yeah, it's very samurai, Japanese style, opposed to being like a yellow ninja, right?
Yeah, so that's just maybe other people have more in depth stuff about it. But my first, I mean, instinct when I saw it, I was like, yeah, he looks. It looks like Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, I wonder like they chose Liu Kang's white and red
Yeah,
from like the old stuff, the old
yeah,
style.
look good though. I liked it a
It
lot.
did look cool. What I did notice in the trailer too, it does seem like it's setting up for Cole Young to be the protagonist, but it
Yeah,
doesn't show him. There's no action sequences really with him in the trailer,
but
only in the like the cage fighting.
actually, did you? I noticed this was only because I was going back and pausing and starting to like analyzing every detail. But he's the one fighting Goro. He's fighting Goro in the trailer. So when you see Goro, also Goro,
Oh, pop up, yeah,
yeah, he's like, ugh. If you look, Cole is the one standing there, and he has like armor on, and armor.
yeah. No, I saw the armor and I was like, okay, it's not Jax. It's like maybe it's Kano. because I saw the back of the hair, but
I know
I
it took me a while, but apparently, and people even in the comments were saying they think it's Cole. So I'm like, I guess he must get some sort of armored suit or something. Maybe that's I don't know. I'm curious what they do
right,
with him because it's like
yeah,
really uncharted territory because he's not based on anyone. But what I was saying was before I went into the trailer, so I don't know if they're still going to do this in the movie, but the big kind of controversy is like, where's Johnny Cage, right? Johnny Cage is such a
mhm,
popular character. I love Johnny Cage. So when he wasn't really announced during casting and when they were starting to release photos, like he wasn't there. But the actor
yeah,
playing Cole Young, I thought he was going to be Johnny Cage. I thought because they said he cast him in a secret role. I thought they were just gonna. I thought he was gonna be Johnny Cage. And then when I heard the backstory that he was like an MMA fighter, a washed up MMA
yeah,
fighter, like that kind of seems like a modern. I could get behind it. I thought they were trying to change up Johnny Cage instead of being this kind of washed up action star. They're gonna make him
yeah.
washed up. And this he was this cocky MMA fighter. I was like, whoa, I kind of like that idea. I was like, that's kind of a
Mhm.
cool little twist on it. All right, I'll go behind it. And then for some reason in my mind, I thought they were just going to say his stage name was Johnny Cage or something. I thought that's what they were going for. But maybe they're
Right.
not doing it. Maybe it's just a totally original character and Johnny Cage isn't in it. So
I mean, it makes sense because like Cole Young's a cage fighter, right? So he
yeah,
could come up with like a name for maybe even just like the tournament or a name that comes up at the end of the movie. So like he carries on as Johnny Cage from there on or something.
yeah. So that's something I'm really, really curious about. I want to know. There must be a specific reason why they created Cole. The other thing that I noticed in the trailer was that there's two instances where he seems like he's connected to Scorpion. It was one where he was like kind of looking down, and then he looks up, and there's a weird flash. You see Scorpion's face, and then in the other, it looks like when Scorpion and Sub Zero were fighting. Cole's in the background. I saw someone comment that, and I looked. You could see someone standing there. So now a lot of people are speculating that they think Cole is somehow connected to Scorpion, like he's somehow related to him. He seems like he's the main, character of the movie, though.
Yeah,
The trailers.
yeah,
So
yeah. I don't really know how I feel about that. Like I'm really excited for it. I'm not gonna lie, it does disappoint me a little bit that like let's say like if Luke Kane is sidelined, and Cole Young kind of becomes the hero of the movie, that would like maybe turn me the wrong way just because the lore of Mortal Kombat, it starts with Liu Kang, like he's the Earth Realm protector, right?
yeah,
And then also like leaving out Johnny Cage, I think he's really important because the love interest with Sonya. I think that's a huge thing in
yeah.
Mortal
Their
Kombat.
relationship
Uh,
is one of my favorite things, right? That's
yeah,
so
exactly. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I guess maybe they're just like gonna disregard the whole their story maybe into like future movie if that even happens.
yeah,
But regardless, I'm because like Mortal Kombat's always bringing in new characters. Like throughout the games,
yeah,
we're constantly seeing new characters. So I understand the movie they want to add something. Like I get it. It's not totally unheard of.
yeah,
The only thing that rubs me the wrong way a little bit is if you create a guy and make him the main character, like
yeah,
what they did with Resident Evil, with Mila Jovovich.
yeah.
They bring her in as Alice, and she
Yeah.
becomes this main character. And like, where the fuck is Alice in the video games?
Yeah.
What?
Like
Um,
if Cole was someone that was coming in, they just created a new character, Cole Young. He's like a cage fighter, regardless, whatever. But if he was like a side character, not
yeah,
central focus, it seems so weird. Like it seems when you think about it, they're like that would be something that would annoy fans, right? Unless he just
right.
like people just fall in love with him when they see him. Like I'm willing to give him a chance.
Of
Uh,
course.
yeah, so I'm going in with an open mind and stuff. So that's all well and good. But yeah, it seems it's very odd. So I'm curious how they're going to pull that off because
Yeah. Like
Liu
what
Kang, everything is he protects Earthrealm, right? Like he's the one that defeats Shang Tsung, goes on to fight Shao Kahn, and everything, right? So and Shao Kahn statue. I don't know if you saw that in the trailer
I
too.
did. That's so
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was like,
Well, I was even thinking like regarding Shao Kahn and okay, there's so much I want to talk about.
I
I just
know.
want
I'm
I'm gonna
looking at
put
my
that as
notes.
one second. We're talking about Liu Kang.
Yeah,
I loved seeing him in the trailer, and it actually seemed like he has a really big role to fill in the movie, which he should,
mm,
for sure. But like the fire dragon, and it showed him with Kung Lao doing some stuff.
yeah.
It's been really exciting to see how that plays out.
Mhm.
I That's what I meant when I brought it back about like how it showed Cole Young as the protagonist, but didn't really show him in much like action sequences in the trailer.
Yeah,
But it showed a lot of Liu Kang. Like I remember it showed like Liu Kang with the big sun behind him coming in as a silhouette. Showed
yeah.
him doing the fire dragon. So I'm to believe that like Liu Kang is still gonna be the guy who defeats Shang Tsung at the end.
It's my hope that he does. He looks like
Yeah,
he has a like from what I saw in the trailer, like Liu Kang looked great in the trailer.
yeah,
So from the
yeah.
small part that he was in, right, and then Kung Lao was also there, which was really cool. But I'm just so curious how they're going to tie it all together. It seems like there's so many pieces right now that are just like blank in my head. Like I'm wondering, like,
Yeah,
I'm going to fill it in and be like, okay, maybe this, but I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how they're going to do this. But
it must be really hard too having all these characters that you want to give the screen time to, but you only
I
have a
know.
limited. Like, do you know how long the movie is gonna run? Did they announce the runtime?
I don't think so. No.
What do you think of Melina? Because it showed Melina, it didn't show Katana, right? So
No,
I
I
was a
don't.
little surprised by that Melina
Yeah.
being there instead of Katana.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, like I don't think she has her full form yet, right? It seems like it's. I know a lot of people were on YouTube and Twitter and everything were going crazy, be like, "Oh, this is not Melina. Like her mouth and stuff is not the same." Just wait. And I saw a
Yeah,
producer come out and like, guys, this is the first trailer.
right. Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
showing you everything. Like, wait. And so that's what I assumed anyway. But I mean, it was creepy when she was looking at the dagger like that. So I'm excited to see how they actually adapt Melina in the movie. But the whole Shao Kahn thing, yeah. So it's cool seeing his statue, setting up the whole outworld. I assume, you know,
Yeah,
if you
it
get
showed Outworld,
yeah.
the like the landscape of it,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. And I wonder. And of course, they're setting up. If they get a sequel, I hope this is
Oh
good.
man,
Or
I
just
know. Yeah,
that she will see Shao Kahn. You know, I know we saw Shao Kahn in that Mortal Kombat Annihilation sequel, but was it really Shao
dude,
Kahn?
dude.
I was
I mean,
thinking through it.
as bad as Annihilation was, I still seen that movie like 10 times, especially when I was a kid. Like I love that shit.
Remember the whole point? Mortal Kombat 2 is when they go to Outworld to fight, and then Mortal Kombat 3 is just like Shao Kahn's like, screw you guys, I'm just gonna invade Earthrealm anyway.
Take it, yeah,
And so he's
take
like,
it over.
it was cool seeing a statue. I love that they're already world building and setting that up. I think that's really cool. What did you think of Kano? Kano seemed to,
Yeah,
he seemed to get a really big reaction. It's like a lot of people said because he had the amazing last line. You know,
I was
when
gonna
he
say you can tell that Kano's gonna be the comedic relief, I
yeah,
think, of the film, right?
seemed kind of like
The
maybe the Johnny Cage esque take because Johnny Cage was always the comedic one, right?
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say
Kano was
you
always
still
like a
need
dick,
that.
but
Yeah, exactly. I think Kano's gonna have a lot of quirky one-liners and stuff.
yeah, and it
Yeah,
seems from at least the trailer, but trailers can be edited really well.
right,
So this Sonya Kano rivalry, right? That's usually always present. It seems like he's working with them, but that could just be the trailer editing it to
right.
trick us or something because they've done like trailers do that all the time. But
Like at the start, he's like fighting for Earthrealm, and then him and Sonya have to put like aside their differences to work together. But I 100% think he's gonna turn on them
oh
and
yeah,
go
it's
with Shane
Kano.
soon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he has to.
he's just gonna turn on them and be a dick. And
Yeah, yeah. Shane Sun's gonna promise him some stuff. Uh,
yeah,
like to go back to like the start of the trailer. So Jax and Sonya talk about hunting a fugitive in Brazil,
yeah,
and then they get attacked by Sub-Zero. So I
yeah.
wonder what the hell's happening in Brazil. Like, why is Sub-Zero in Brazil, and who are they hunting in Brazil? Are they going after Kano?
Maybe there seems like there's some sort of maybe they were going after Kano, maybe that was their mission, or maybe they were just going after someone like Sub Zero. They just didn't know he was enhanced or something, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty badass though when
Oh,
Jax
so
shot
cool.
and he froze, and then poor Jax.
Oh, yeah, man.
He
Oh,
always
dude.
like you just got to guess how he loses his arms. I mean, I know. I think the last thing I remember how he lost his arms was wasn't it? And I think it was the ninth one, right? When it was just called Mortal Kombat. Remember, it was like the rebooted game. He
Yeah,
lost.
yeah.
Ermac took his arm.
Ermac takes it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought Ermac was like the original storyline of the guy who takes Jax's arms,
yeah, because I think
right?
that was technically the first time we ever saw it happening in the game continuity. I remember, I think, because Jack showed up in Mortal Kombat 2, but he was just, you know,
He already had the arms, right?
no, he just had normal human arms in that one. It was
Oh, okay.
Kombat 3, he randomly had the cybernetic like enhancements. And so there was always backstory about how what had happened, but when we saw it in the ninth one, that was like the first time we actually saw it in the game. Like we actually saw it happen for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, and he looks great as Jax. From he actually was in Supergirl, the show. He played like Jimmy Olsen, James Olsen. So I already am familiar with that actor. And as soon as I heard he was cast as Jax, I was like, damn, he's like perfect because
Oh, cool.
he's really good with the physical aspects in that show and stuff. So
Yeah, I liked him from the trailer. I don't know the actor, but in terms of like the casting, I'm pretty happy with it. I
yeah,
don't know a lot of the people. Like I don't know who Sonya is.
no, I
Um,
actually wasn't familiar with her either.
I'd never seen the guy who plays what you said Jax before. And I don't know who Cole Young is.
But
Yeah.
I knew the actor like for Scorpion. He's been
Yeah,
like
he's been around for
yeah,
Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
he was in the Wolverine as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's great. I think he's going to be an amazing. I'm so excited to see. I heard the writer confirm that apparently the opening 10, 15 minutes of the movie
Is
is
Scorpion
Sub-Zero. Like, so the whole
Yeah,
time it happens, it's like, damn, I'm so excited for that. I think that's
me
going to be
too. Yeah,
uh,
and I remember when I watched your reaction video, I really hope they do the Quan Chi route
oh, I
because
know.
it would like again, I'm so biased to the source material and how much I love the lore, but because I love it so much, I want to see it done right.
I know. Me
So
too.
I really hope that it's Quan Chi the whole time. This guy's a Sub-Zero,
Yeah, because
at least in the beginning.
yeah, I will. That I feel like that fuels their whole thing, right? Because then Scorpion wants like revenge, goes after that Sub-Zero, but it turns out it actually wasn't that Sub-Zero, right? And then remember that fuels the thing about Sub-Zero's younger brother, the newest Sub-Zero that comes on later, right? So
Yeah,
that the whole
exactly.
rivalry. And it looks like Kano. Did you see Reptile in the trailer really briefly?
No, what?
So
Oh, wait, when
people
Kano
thought
was fighting.
yeah, it looked like Kano like put his arm through him and like ripped out like his heart or something. Uh,
Yeah, that was Reptile.
some
Like
people
I've
are
seen it a couple
speculating
of
because
times.
it looked like
It looks like a creature, like an
yeah. So some
alien.
people are saying, I wonder if that was reptiles.
So do you think this movie that they go to Outworld if they showed Outworld, or is it just like Melina coming from Outworld?
I don't know. Maybe
Because maybe if they went to Outworld, there's like creatures, right, or something that could make sense if
yeah.
he was
Remember
fighting
they did like they have gone to Outworld like they went to Outworld in the original movie. Remember they did that at the
at
end.
the end
Yeah, they walked through Outworld. That's where they fought
as
reptile.
Reptile. Yeah,
Yeah.
Reptile.
So
Dude, that fight
but
scene's so cool too, man. I
I
just man, I love Liu Kang in that movie. I thought Robin Shu did such a freaking good job.
yeah he did. I thought the whole cast actually was really good. I remember I that's why I was pissed when Annihilation came out that well at least
Everyone's
Robin Shu was
different.
still there except Liu Kang. Everyone else around him was completely
It's different.
even like rated and
Yeah.
they did the weird like whole changing the dynamic thing, wasn't it? Shit. They brought in Shinnok, but they made him wasn't it like his father or something? They made him Shao Kahn's father in Annihilation. Do you remember that? It was so
Yeah,
strange.
because Shao Kahn was like getting be riddled by his father. Yeah.
Yeah, but they made it
Yeah.
Shinnok, and Shinnok is just the villain. Remember, he's also an elder god that comes in the fourth game. But for some
Yeah.
reason, they made him his father in Annihilation. Everyone's like, what? Oh yeah, so we talked about Kano. Oh, so Raiden. We haven't talked about Raiden yet. So we saw Raiden in the
Right.
trailer.
Very little of Raiden.
Yeah.
Uh
So
so I wonder how important he's gonna be because he should be the one bringing these like champions together and informing everybody of like what this
yeah,
is,
that's what
right?
that's what it seems usually, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he wasn't really in the trailer that much. Looked cool. Had a cool few cool like he had that cool entrance with all lightning and stuff. So I thought that was kind of
Hmm.
cool. But yeah, he was not really featured, which shocked me a little bit. But I mean, this is the first trailer. They did show a lot in this trailer, but I
They
think they're
did.
trying to emphasize more of just that it's Mortal Kombat, that the tournament, and then just show a lot of brutal fight scenes. So I think that's kind of what they're just trying to go for.
I think they did a good job too of like showing all the characters in the trailer. Like I'm
Yeah,
not sure if
so
they left people out, but
they're
I
just
mean, in
trying to
my
show like, guys,
imagination,
we got everyone. Everyone's here. Don't
yeah.
worry. We mentioned Goro briefly, but yeah, Goro is in it. Remember, I think we were messaging the other day. You're like, oh, I hope Goro's in it. I'm like, Goro,
Right, that's so
Goro
funny.
be in it.
And then yeah, when I saw him in the trailer, I was like, yeah.
Did we talk about Kung Lao at all? Or so
No,
yeah,
we haven't.
he looked great. I love that they're finally like they're actually bringing him in. You know, he has his like his hat, so it
His
looks
hat.
awesome. I like how he's like I don't. It reminds me. It gives me that Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, the co-op game you play
Yeah.
as.
Oh, it's cool seeing him and Liu Kang together on the screen. I was like, yes, I love
Yeah,
that.
it is cool. They are the Shaolin monks. So
Yeah.
they should have some good dynamic between them two, which would be cool to see unfold on the screen.
Oh yeah, and Shang Tsung, right? We haven't really talked about him, but he looked really good. I like.
Yeah, he did look good.
He has the look, and I know. My God, when I IMDb'd him, and I think I heard about before, and I was like, I recognized him. He's from The Dark Knight. I remember.
He's in The Dark Knight.
He was the guy that was good with calculation. I don't know why. See, when I'm on the spot,
Yeah,
randomly his name's gonna come to be at like half hour. I'm gonna go like, oh,
yeah.
No, I like the look. They see. I can't remember which game specifically they look like they're basing him off of, but like I really dug what Shang Tsung looked like in the movie, and he talked a couple times in it. He sounds like Shang Tsung, just the dialogue and stuff. I was like,
yeah,
okay, I'm on board with that. I hope he has some really memorable kind of scenes, since I assume he's the main villain of the movie, right? So
right.
We'll get a lot of him. Oh, okay, wait. I gotta go over. Sorry, I had this in like all caps. Sub-Zero and Scorpion's voices in the movie when they're fighting each other. When he says, like, so for example, Sub-Zero saying "I'm Sub-Zero," and then Scorpion saying "Get over here."
Right.
I don't know about you, but I like freaked out when I heard both of those instances, because it actually sounded. They made Sub-Zero for one sound exactly like he does in the later games when he's talking, which was really cool to hear. But also just Scorpion saying "Get over here." It had to happen.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like about the game, there's so many great moments, like one-liners or dialogue that happens that you need to include in the movies. But I also think sometimes it could come off a little weird in a movie kind of sense, right? Like the whole "get over here."
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to use that. You have to put that in there. Like that is like when you think of Mortal Kombat, there's a few words that stick out, and like fatality, "get over here" is definitely like probably the top two.
Yeah, and I know, yeah, it might come across as cheesy in the movie, but it's like an essential cheese that you have to have.
You have to. You just
I know
gotta do
some
it.
people that may not be familiar with the games might go into this and be like, "Oh, why that's so cheesy? Why is he saying stuff?" But like, there's some stuff you have to do, regardless if it's cheesy. You just got to do it anyway.
You gotta do it.
You have to. Like, I assume I want to see Shang Tsung. You know, I think. Oh wait, he did say finish them, right? Finish him in the
Yeah,
trailer.
I've been waiting so damn long for this, man. So damn long. Have you seen Mortal Kombat Legacy? Did you
Yeah,
watch
the web series that started. Yeah.
Okay, so that was pretty cool. I was digging that, but then they canceled that after I think they only did like 2 seasons.
Yeah, they stopped. I know. I've been waiting. Me and my brother. So we have been like, we all love Mortal Kombat. The three of us love Mortal Kombat. It's just ever since we're kids, we've been playing it all together. And I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, we were just in our heads. We're like, why aren't they making a new Mortal Kombat either movie or TV series? It doesn't make sense. It's such. Mortal Kombat 11 was the biggest, highest selling game in the series. The popularity, it's got an all-time high right now, right?
Yeah, 11 did really well. Really well.
So to me, it never made sense. Like, why aren't they capitalizing? And then when I heard that they were thinking about making a movie, I was like, okay. And then like James Wan came on, he was producing it. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be. I'm excited. Yeah. And so if they screw this up and it, rubs people the wrong way, this might be the last thing we see in Mortal Kombat in live action for a really
while,
long time.
Like 25 years again.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. So either this can go really well and it's going to start a whole new franchise, which would be great, and we're going to get a shit ton of Mortal Kombat live action movies.
No, I agree 100% with that.
Just thinking about all the games too, like Deception, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, just everything. I don't know if they'd ever do this, but would they ever do Onaga, like the Dragon King? Would they ever decide to bring him in?
That's the guy. That's the guy I was thinking about.
Yeah,
Onaga.
That'd be so cool.
I'm so excited for this. I haven't been excited for a movie in a long time. I feel like
it feels good to have that back. Like trailers coming out again, the anticipation of seeing a movie soon. It feels nice. I'm excited.
Especially because I've been following this movie development since Legacy, because I remember when they did Legacy, they were talking about the web series was going to turn into a movie.
Yeah.
So I've been following that since I guess like 2013 or whenever this thing came out. Here, a question. Besides Scorpion and Sub-Zero, what's one fight scene that we might not even know could happen, but would you be most excited to see unfold in the movie?
Oh, okay. Well, I would be really curious to see. I want to see a new version of Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung, like an actual updated, amazing special effects version of it. Because I think it's going to be so epic. He is in that motivation. If you have that emotional impact, it's the fate of Earthrealm he's fighting for, right?
Yeah.
And so if they can crack that, I would love to see like a new version of that, especially
Dude, yes, yes.
Badass because he didn't really fight Shang Tsung in the first one with his abilities, right? You kind of saw it briefly, just mostly just hand to hand, no abilities. But if they can actually make Shang Tsung at the height of his power versus Liu Kang using his power, it's going to be so badass. And
So badass, so badass, and you nailed it. In terms of him having the weight of the shoulders of Earthrealm on it,
yeah,
like on, right? He has to do this.
yeah.
Uh, so cool. I would be so excited to see that. I'm definitely so pumped for that. That's the one. That's my answer too. Is Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung, um, for
Fate of Earthrealm and
for the fate of Earthrealm. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just think if they do it right, it will be such an amazing fight. I can't wait. And their choreography in the trailer already looks badass. So I would be so excited to see what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so happy that
I
like
get chills thinking about it if they
me
do it
too,
like
man.
that.
Hmm.
All right, man. Well,
Okay.
have a good rest of your day. Thanks again. And I'll talk
Yeah.
to you
Thanks
soon.
for having me on. Thanks for having me on. This is fun. It is. It was very fun to geek out over this because
Yeah.
I don't get to talk about Mortal Kombat with anybody.
All right.
You have a good weekend.
Yeah, you
I'll
too,
see you
man.
later.
All right. See ya.